What up everybody, it's AJ, and in this video I was going to go over the weapon setup that I used in order to proceed through Lies of P, Overture, the new DLC that just came out. These are the weapons that I really enjoyed, and basically there's one combination that I used throughout the whole thing once I unlocked it, and I never let go of it. So hope you guys enjoy this one, and just for disclaimer, I was on New Game Plus, so my stats were already kind of overinflated because of that, but I was a technique build. So just to give you guys what my character stats was, basically I am very heavy in technique, and then because of the New Game Plus I have a lot of stats already available into motivity and capacity, but primarily I am a technique build. That's what I kind of ran with through the main game and into the DLC. And so my weapons that I am going to be focusing on here are going to be technique heavy, and it's really just two weapons. You kind of already see it right now on the screen, but without further ado, let me go ahead and show you guys the two weapons that I combined in order to basically carry me through the Lies of P Overture DLC. So the first weapon is the Vendetta head, and then its handle. You can swap out the handle with any of the other technique handles, but I just found the basic one that it comes with to work out pretty well. And then I placed a technique crank on it just to swap the technique to be a B level and the motivity is a C. If you don't do that, it comes out as just motivity B and technique C, which is still okay, but I was really heavy in technique, so I would get more damage if I were to swap it. And the way that this weapon works, it's very cool. This weapon is awesome. I enjoyed it once I unlocked it. The way it works is that if I go up to this guy right here and then I block, I gotta get a little closer. So if you block right here, you see that his charge goes up 1 on the bottom right. The weapon gets 1 lit up charge. You can get it up to 3, and basically once it's fully charged up, depending on how many charges you have determines how much damage it will do. But if I do a heavy attack here, it does a crazy explosion, and then so that did 2,000 damage. If I do it with a single charge, it does a pretty low amount, not a lot. So basically, the more charges you have, the higher the damage will be. Now, if you are not wanting to have to build up, or if you're not getting a lot of build-ups from your blocks, you can just press the Fable art here, and it'll just charge it all the way up. And this will last for a certain amount of time, and basically every attack you do, whether it's light or heavy, will have a explosion on it. It's so sick. And you can just go in and basically do a crazy combo. And then your LBY, when you have it fully charged up, if you hold it all the way down, it's just a crazy wind up. It's like a baseball swing. It's super cool, and it does a lot of damage. Now, this is what I would often use against heavy enemies, as well as just wanting to get them staggered as fast as possible. This thing was doing everything for me once I unlocked it. Now, to unlock this weapon, you need to go to Chapter 2 here at the very first Stargazer, which is the Zelator Underground Facility. And there are 2 ways of actually getting to the location of this weapon, depending on how far you are in the chapter. Now, I believe you can't really do it until you basically are done with the chapter regardless, because when you first come in here, this whole area will be covered with frost fog and all that, and so you can't really explore this area. But after you get this unlocked, you can actually get the shortcut unlocked in order to get there. So there's 2 paths. So basically how you do is you just run down here, climb down here, go down here. All right, and then this is where the shortcut is, if for those who are interested, in order to get this unlocked for this gate. It's right here. I'll show you where that basically is. But yeah, you go down here, and then there's gonna be a mini boss right here that you have to take on, this guy. I'm just gonna ignore him for now, but this is the guy you gotta kill. And then the loot for this is right here, this chest. This is where you get this weapon. Now that is it for the heavy weapon, but the next weapon is actually a special weapon, and this is what I used in order to clear out all the little mobs, as well as try to take care of the humans and all that pretty fast and not have to worry about the windups being super slow. The fast hitting enemies, this is what I would use in order to take care of them, and what that is the Pale Knight great sword. This weapon right here is awesome. This is the gunblade of the DLC. This is one of the new weapons available only in the DLC, and it is a great sword. And the way it works is basically, it's just, its slide attack is a normal sword, nothing crazy. However, its heavy attack is a gunblade explosion. It is so sick. This is a very frontal attack. It takes care of a lot of those guys in hallways, as well as just trying to get in a quick lunge attack and also possibly get them staggered. Now, the way that the combination works here is that if you press the right trigger, do that, and then hold it again, you can fly in and do a weeping attack right after that. It's so fast. And then you can go in and do a fatal attack. So the combination that I would always run here, basically trying to clear out all those mini mobs, it does a lot of AoE damage too because of the explosion, is that you basically do this and then hold it down again, bam, and then you can go in with the executable right there. Now, its LBY just basically empowers it, so it does more damage. Its fire is now blue, and it does way more damage on everything. Instead of like a regular flame, it's now a blue flame, which is obviously higher, and you can do a lot more combinations with it. Yeah, so the way that this weapon is you can do a whole bunch of combinations with it. You can do a light into a heavy, and then it looks like that. You can do 2 lights into a heavy, and it looks like that. You can do 3 lights into a heavy, and it looks like that, and then he does like a slash attack afterwards. If you do a light into a hold, it does this move, like a little jump back attack. The way that this gun works is mostly every heavy attack forces you to jump backwards, and then you go in with a heavy attack afterwards. So you do a light into this, and then you do this, and bam, like a combination like that. Now, its main fatal art takes up to 3 charges, but it hits like a truck. Usually this thing interrupts all attacks. It basically knocks them down. It causes them to get staggered. It is a really good weapon for all those little mobs that you just want to get rid of as fast as possible. But if you press this, it does this. There are very rare cases where you'll get interrupted when doing this because you are standing still. Now, this weapon is a B in emotivity and a technique is a C. However, I found it to be pretty good regardless, as this was primarily used to clear out the mobs, like I said. Now, in terms of play style, this one is definitely the funnest because of you just get so much mobility with it. You can just do a whole bunch of combinations and then also go in with the stagger. It's so fun. This is like my favorite weapon of the entire DLC, is the Pale Knight. Now, you may be wondering, how do you unlock the Pale Knight? Well, the Pale Knight is actually a special weapon from the rare Ergo from one of the bosses here in the new DLC. And where you unlock it is once you get to, I believe it is in chapter 3, all the way down here at the sealed arm of God's altar. There is a boss here that you face. Once you defeat him, you'll get his rare Ergo. And once you have his rare Ergo, you go back to Hotel Krat and you turn it in to unlock this weapon. It is one of the special weapons of the new DLC. That is how you get it. It's pretty simple. It's a special weapon. That's how this game is. You just kill a boss, get that rare Ergo, and then turn it in, and then you can basically get either a weapon or a amulet. But yeah, there you have it. Those are the 2 weapons I highly recommend if you are a technique or even a motivity build in the new DLC. These 2 weapons together came out to work really well when dealing with any type of enemy in this game. You unlock it pretty early on, chapter 2 and even chapter 3, so it's not that long of a wait in order to unlock these weapons. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I just wanted to showcase the 2 weapons that I really enjoyed throughout this entire DLC. It's a really cool DLC, and this weapon combination made it even more fun. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.